All right, so the new schedule just came out, right? I think yesterday. So I did my best to just put the blinders on and the headphones on and whatever, man, just to avoid not hearing anything about the schedule because what I wanted to do was, and I always like to do this, I'm going to take a look at the schedule right now for the first time, and we'll go over it. I'll tell you what I think, and then I'll make a prediction for the whole season, win loss prediction. So, but as usual, something leaks out, something comes across the fucking radio waves, and I just find out shit I don't want to find out yet. So, what I do know so far is they're opening up against San Francisco in San Francisco Monday night. That is, I believe, what I have heard. But I think that's a pretty solid fact. And I'll get into what I think about that game in a second. Another thing I heard was I believe they're going to be playing in London this year as well. So those are the two things that I know thus far, and those are the only things that I know thus far about this schedule for the 2024 season. So let's take a look. I'm going to try to find a nice, some nice visual to go over the schedule, make the predictions, and then that's it, man. We'll go from there. One quick thing I'll mention here right before we dive into the schedule is I still have to get that uniform video out. So at some point, look for that. I really do want to get that out because I had a lot of thoughts on the new look, the new uniform, the tweak on the new logo, and all that type of stuff. So look for that if I ever get it out. All right, so let's check it out. All right, that's actually the Jet channel right there. So like I said, I'm looking at this for the first time. So let's see what we can find here. So we'll go with this. We'll go with ESPN's list. Jet schedule 24. Like I said, I don't know anything yet aside from the Niner opener. So here we go. So we have week 1 against the Niners. Like I said, I knew about this game already. What I didn't know and still found out was it is a Monday night game, that's 2 seasons in a row that the Jets are opening up the season with a Monday night game. The only difference is this year they're not home. Maybe that's a good thing because last year's home opener looked like the fucking Super Bowl to me at the Meadowlands with all the anticipation around Rodgers, and so maybe it's a good thing that they're not at home to start the season. Now, San Francisco, first game of the season. That is a tall task right off the bat. So before I do my predictions, let's just run through the schedule and then I'll do my predictions, all right? So, but that is a tough first game, but I like that. And I like that it is away. Only for the, just maybe we don't need so much fucking heat on the team like they put on the team last year for the home opener. So week 2. Tennessee, another road game. So we start off with 2 road games, which isn't a bad thing. Let's get them out of the way. So Tennessee is our second game. Our third game is a Thursday night game. So that's already 2 national games. Let's see. Week 4. Another home game against Denver. Could be very interesting if Zach Wilson starts that game. Let's see what else. Then we have the Vikings. So Minnesota is week 5. Then Buffalo at home. A Monday night game again. So, wow. So that's, holy fuck, look at this. The following week is a national game, too. Another national game. Wow. So it appears that the Aaron Rodgers anticipation is still red hot. as I am looking at literally in the first 11 weeks before the bye. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 national games. Holy shit. Wow, that is fucking crazy. 6 national games in the first 11 weeks for this team. Crazy. And the last game could be a national game as well. It's a TBD game. So let's go back to where we were. Okay, New England is a night game, and Buffalo is a night game, like I already mentioned. And so what's interesting about this as well is we can see the rookie quarterback, Drake May. And then in week 5, we can see another rookie quarterback, right? McCarthy, right? J.J. McCarthy. The Minnesota game looks like it's in London. It's 9:30 in the morning. Okay, then we have Josh Allen. And the Jets have been good against Buffalo, man, for the past couple of years. I think they've split with Buffalo for the past couple of years. If you remember, we beat Buffalo in the home opener last year after all the crazy shit went down with Rodgers going down and all that. Buffalo, something tells me Buffalo's going to be ready for this game this time. Then we're at Pittsburgh, and then at New England. Okay, and then we have Houston at home. That should be interesting, right? Because they were a really hot team last year. Then we're at Arizona. We'll get to see Harrison, right? He looks like he's going to just be a beast as a receiver. Then we have the Colts at home. And that is a night game as well. I can't believe that they have 6 fucking national primetime games in the first 11 weeks. That is incredible. So this is pretty crazy. They have 2 Monday night games, 2 Thursday night games, and 2 Sunday night games, all within the first 11 weeks of the season. So they are going to be a very watched team this year. So then we got the bye at week number 12. Not a bad time for the bye. Then Seattle at home. Another interesting game because of Geno Smith. Then finally we play Miami. This year we have to beat Miami. I don't think we beat them last year. So we're at Miami. Then we're at Jacksonville back-to-back weeks. Then we have the Rams at home. Then we're at Buffalo late in the season after Christmas. And then then we got Miami home in January. So not bad having Miami home that late in the season. The weather should favor us in that. To be honest with you, I don't think it's that bad of a schedule. So, and if we could stay healthy, if Rodgers could stay healthy, because let's face it, man, the entire fucking team has been built around this guy at this point. So since he's here and the team's built around him, let's just go for it with this fucking guy. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully he can stay healthy and play well at a high level for at least 2 years, okay, and give us something in these next 2 years, maybe even 3. And we have the prospect quarterback we drafted this year. The draft, by the way, was a pretty good draft this year. I thought it was good, but I still say draft another prospect quarterback next year, definitely, and then another one the year after. Just keep drafting them. All right, so let's predict the season. All right, here we go. At San Francisco, Monday night. This is going to be a tough... Now, listen. If you've seen my picks in the past, when I predict the season, okay, because I also predict in season week by week, because shit changes and... but for the most part, even when I pick in season, but especially when I pick now, All right. I am usually very ambitious. You can almost say illogical and irrational as well. Just a delusional Jet fan prediction, I should say. All right. And that's usually how I like to roll. I like to be a little delusional. I can't help it. I always think they're going to fucking win like 14 games every year. So, but I'll try to be somewhat logical and rational here. So let's see what we got. So the home opener, it's not the home opener. So the first game is away at San Francisco. This is a tough game, a very tough game. Something tells me though, the Jets pull the upset here and send a shockwave through the league for week 1. All right? So I'm going to give them a win for this game, okay? The first game of the season. The Tennessee, to me, should be another win at Tennessee, okay? Now, listen, the Jets have to stay healthy, and, their defense should really be good this year, all right? So, and if Rodgers can play at a good level, listen, man, we do have a legit team, all right? So I'm going to start this team off with 2 wins on the road, 2-0, and as you can tell, I am totally delusional already. All right? Week 3, New England. This has to be a win. It has to be a win. I'm just so fucking tired of losing to this team. Even when this team sucks, we fucking lose to them. All right? So enough. We have to sweep New England. This is a Thursday night game. At home, this should be a win, all right? So that's 3-0 now, okay? Denver, at home. To me, 4-0, another win. Jets are on fire at this point. They are 4-0. Okay, Minnesota, this is interesting because they're going to have most likely a rookie quarterback playing. This is in London or wherever the fuck this is. You see, they got the rookie quarterback, and if that rookie quarterback is playing, to me, I think the Jets defense will take care of that. All right, so I'm going to go with 5-0 to start the season, okay? With the big upset for week 1, all right? They got to lose at some point, right? So something tells me this year they are not winning the first game with Buffalo. It's a Monday night game like it was last year. Interesting. They're playing them at home on Monday night again. So something just tells me that Buffalo is going to, I don't know. I mean, if you let me actually pick this completely delusionally, I mean, I'll have them going 17-0. And you just know that can't be the case here. So let's give them a loss against Buffalo on Monday night at home. Buffalo will avenge last year's Monday night game. Okay? I have to start keeping track of this so I know what the fuck I'm doing here. So now they're at what, 5-1? All right. So this loss to Buffalo puts them at 5-1. At Pittsburgh. Interesting. This is a night game too, Sunday night. Something tells me this might be a tough game for them. You know what? I'm actually going to be somewhat unpredictable here and go with another loss here. I'm going to give them back-to-back losses right here. Something tells me they're going to, out of these 2 games, something tells me they're losing at least one of them. Okay, so now we're 5-2. All right, I said we had to sweep New England, okay? So I am expecting 2 wins against New England this year and nothing less. All right, so that is another win. So that is now 6-2. All right, 6-2 by week 8. All right. Then we have Houston at home. Now, this is a Thursday night game as well. This is interesting to me because Houston was really good last year, man. And I think they even got better this year. This is on Halloween, too. Wow. So they have a Thursday night Halloween game this year against Houston at home. Honestly, I don't see how they can lose that game. Halloween, Thursday night at home. To me, that's got to be a win. So we're going to give them a win there. So now they are 7-2 at the Cardinals. I fucking hate the Cardinals. I don't like Murray. I just don't like that fucking team. I will be interested to see Harrison, but I think the Jets are going to take care of business against Arizona. That is another win. Now we are at 8-2 and definitely right on track with being completely delusional as a Jet fan making these picks. Week 11. Okay, another night game against the Colts at home. Something tells me this might be a tough game. Not familiar with what's going on with the Colts too much, though. I say if the Jets are... Something's telling me this might be a loss. But who do the Colts have that should scare me? They had that rookie quarterback last year, right? But he got hurt. I don't know. With the way I'm seeing this season, we are going to have a pretty good fucking record. But then again, like I said, I always pick them. I always have them at like 13 fucking wins or 14 wins anyway. Because I am a delusional Jet fan. So I'm gonna give them, even though it feels like the Colt game might give them a problem. I'm going win for the Colts. Okay. Then we have Seattle at home. Seattle, I can see Geno Smith coming back to the Meadowlands and lighting it up. Because isn't that usually how it goes? Same thing with Zach Wilson against Denver. That's week 4. Wouldn't it be crazy if Zach Wilson comes out and scorches the Jets in week 4? It would not surprise me, but do we really see Zach Wilson doing that? No. So, all right, so we're at Seattle. I'm going to go with a loss against Seattle. And then we have Miami. At Miami. And I'm going to go with another loss against Miami. So now we are 9-4. I am being somewhat realistic, I think, this year. If you want to call 9-4 realistic for the Jets. But usually I just have them like going undefeated or some fucking crazy shit. At Jacksonville, to me, this could be a tough game as well. I want to say that they're going to beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville. Okay, so now we are 10-4. The Rams at home, that should be a win. That is 11 wins, okay? At Buffalo, is it possible they get swept by Buffalo this year? I don't see them winning in Buffalo. So I'm going to give them a loss there. So I have them getting swept by Buffalo this year. Then Miami at home, I think, will be a win. So, all right. Somewhat realistic of a prediction from me anyway, as far as the Jet season goes. According to what I have right here, I have them at 12-5. All right? Now, 12-5, okay? 12-5. Let's see if we can show that right there. All right? So 12-5, all right? Could be like, you could be in the running for the number 1 seed at 12-5. So if they are 12-5, they will be a very hot team going into the playoffs. And at 12-5, they should be a division winner. The 2 losses to Buffalo, with the way I have it predicted, could really hurt them in the division. I don't know. It'll be interesting to watch this year. So there you go. 12-5 for the 2024 season for the Jets. Like I said, actually, this is a more realistic. Well, if you want to call it realistic at 12-5, but like I said, normally I have them like really, something crazy like 14-3 or. But I think 12-5 is somewhat realistic for this team. I really do, if they stay healthy and if Rodgers performs at a high level. All right, because I think the defense is going to be stout this year. I think they're going to, if this team can stay healthy, I do think, and I do see this team really making some noise this year because they really are putting the pieces in place this year. All right, so there it is, the 2024 season prediction for the Jets.